Hello everyone. Welcome back to Beyond Classroom. This is Surya. Welcome back to our series on two-part question essays. In video 1, we learned the single most important rule. A two-part question contains two separate questions, and you must answer both of them to score well on task response. The obvious next question is, how do you organize your essay so that both questions are answered clearly and in the right amount of detail? That's what this second video is about, planning and structure, and that's exactly what we will learn today. Let's get started. Let's begin with today's question. Many people are working longer hours. Why is this happening? What problems can this cause? Notice that this is a cause and problem question. In the previous video, we looked at a cause and opinion question. Although the question in this video is different, the good news is that the structure we will learn today works for almost every two-part question, regardless of what the two questions ask. Before we look at the structure, let me quickly convince you to spend about 5 minutes planning. Many students skip planning because they feel it's a waste of time when the clock is ticking. But in reality, those 5 minutes save time later. Planning gives you 3 important benefits. First, it guarantees that you answer both questions. Before you begin writing, you can already see that both parts of the task are covered. So there is much less chance of forgetting the second question. Second, it makes your writing faster. Instead of stopping after every sentence to think about what comes next, you have already done the thinking. And third, it improves your coherence and cohesion because your ideas are organized logically from the very beginning. So, what structure should we use? For almost every two-part question, this simple 4-paragraph structure works extremely well. Paragraph 1 is the introduction. Here you paraphrase the topic and indicate that you'll answer both questions, so the examiner knows exactly what's coming. Paragraph 2 is body paragraph 1, where you answer the first question completely. Paragraph 3 is body paragraph 2, where you answer the second question fully. Finally, paragraph 4 is the conclusion, where you briefly summarize your answers without introducing any new ideas. This structure is simple, balanced, and easy for the examiner to follow. This brings us to the golden rule of two-part question essays. 1 question equals 1 body paragraph. For today's question, body paragraph 1 should contain all the reasons why people are working longer hours and nothing else. Body paragraph 2 should contain all the problems caused by those longer working hours and nothing else. Keeping the two questions separate does 2 important things. First, it ensures that both questions receive equal attention. Second, it makes your essay much easier for the examiner to read and follow. So, don't mix causes and problems within the same paragraph. Keep them separate. Now that we know where each answer goes, let's look at what goes inside each body paragraph. A simple pattern called PEEL works very well. P stands for point. Begin with one clear main idea. E stands for explain. Tell the reader why this happens or why it is important. The second E stands for example. Give a real or realistic example that supports your point. Finally, L stands for link. Connect the paragraph back to the question. We'll practice writing complete PEEL paragraphs in video 4. For now, simply remember that every body paragraph follows this basic outline. Now let's look at this big picture. Before we worry about writing sentences with PEEL later, we need to decide what ideas we are actually going to write about. So let's put everything together by creating a quick essay plan. In the introduction, we'll paraphrase the statement about increasing working hours and mention that we'll discuss both reasons and the problems. For body paragraph 1, our 2 main reasons are the rising cost of living, which encourages people to earn more money, and increasing competition in the workplace, where employees often feel pressure to perform. For body paragraph 2, we will discuss two main problems: higher levels of stress and declining physical and mental health, and less time for family life and personal activities. Finally, in the conclusion, we'll briefly restate that people work longer mainly because of financial pressure and workplace competition, and that the main consequences are health problems and reduced family time. And that's all your conclusion needs to do. Briefly summarize your answers to both questions and bring the essay to a clear finish. The overall plan is actually very simple. Just two reasons and two problems, clearly separated. Once you have planned your ideas like this, writing the essay becomes much easier because the thinking has already been done. Before we finish, let's look at three common mistakes. First, don't mix both questions in the same paragraph. Keep reasons and problems in separate paragraphs. Second, don't spend too much time answering one question and then rush the other. Try to give both questions roughly equal space. Third, don't skip the planning stage. As we discussed earlier, that's one of the main reasons students run out of time or completely forget to answer the second question. Avoiding these three mistakes will immediately improve the organization of your essay. Before you go, here is your action plan for your next practice essay. 1. Spend about 5 minutes planning because a good plan helps you answer both questions clearly and confidently. 2. Use the reliable 4-paragraph structure. 3. Follow the golden rule: one question, one body paragraph. It keeps your ideas cleanly separated. Master these 3 habits, and you will already be much closer to writing a well-organized 2-part question essay. In the next video, we will learn how to write an effective introduction and conclusion for a 2-part question essay. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next lesson.